Hey, what's going on, guys? I know it's been a minute since I've recorded. I've been taking a little break from recording just because there's been so many matches that I've had to play over over the last couple of weeks. Since I joined the side quest league, it's 2 battles a week plus my battle on the TPL. But this week I'm playing against my good friend Marcus, who I met him when he joined the um, doubles league, and he is completely dominating us over there. Um, I heard from Baker, who knows Marcus, I think personally, um, that he wanted to join the singles league, and I was like, "Oh, all right, like more competition. I'd like to see what he can do in singles." Well, I got that wish because he got to take over a team that was on my schedule, so I've actually been looking forward to this matchup for a while. I'm recording on Sunday. It's actually one day early from week 12, but man, when you have the opportunity to play early, I definitely go for it. Um, so yeah, this is the matchup. Um, in case you guys didn't know, I made a couple of trades last week on my bye week. Traded away Gyarados, who I think was our maybe MVP. He was kind of targeted a lot, but anyways, I traded Gyarados for Cloyster, and then I traded Mamoswine, who I wasn't using properly. I don't think I got the most out of him for Dracozolt. So, all right. So here I leave off Pangoro, and he leads off Mawile. He picked up Mawile off free agency, and I figured he picked this up specifically to try to counter my team because it's got Intimidate. It's a Steel and Fairy type, which I'm very weak to. But luckily, Pangoro is just fast enough, max speed, Jolly. So I decided to Swords Dance, and he's gonna Swords Dance with me. So we're doing a little dance here. And then because of my Scrappy ability, its Intimidate does not affect me. So this close combat is about to hurt, and it does pick up the Oko. When I calc this was about 90% guaranteed. So that's why I always do it against Mawile. Had he led off with something different, like the Unpheasant, then I have a switch in for that. But so he goes off with Torkoal after that. Torkoal's got Drought. It's very, very defensive. But I know that my Centiskorch can hard wall this if he decides to go for a Will-O-Wisp or for a fire attack, because we are the fire ability. Okay, so he body presses here, which is actually a nice tech because obviously Torkoal wants to be as defensive as possible, and that body press would have done a lot of damage. So here I decided to substitute because body press isn't doing enough, and I figured I want to see what he wants to do if he goes for a Yawn, Will-O-Wisp, or something. So he goes for a Rock Tomb, which tells me that he was ready for this situation. He doesn't want to get hard-walled by my Centiskorch. So here I have to make a decision real quick. I decided to go back into Pangoro. Just because body press would have definitely killed since I used close combat and my defense went down, but since I switched out, defense is back to neutral. So it should live at least one. It's not super bulky, but it's got enough bulk that I think it should live at least one. So we come back out here, and he goes for the Rock Tomb. He's playing safe. I mean, I would have done the same thing. You don't want to reach sometimes, but that also drops her speed. But Torkoal's so slow, it wasn't. I don't think it's enough to where he outspeeds us now. And the reason why this is taking so long is I was trying to calc to make sure that I did live at least one body press. I don't really like to calc during matches because we only get 20 minutes, and and with only 20 minutes, calking takes up a lot of your time. I want to get through the match as quickly as possible, especially a good one like this one. But yeah, I did figure out that I lived one body press. I went ahead and knocked off just to get some more information, and then that also covers the switch. So I didn't think he was going to switch, but that told me that he was Heat Rock, so his stun is going to last the full 8 turns. Also, knocking it off means that the next time Torkoal wants to come in, it's only going to last 5 turns, which is good. Here I was trying to decide whether I wanted to go ahead and show him the agency or if Pangoro was worth the sack. I think Pangoro did its job by taking out Mawile. So I just said, let's go for damage. Let's weaken this Torkoal. Let's try to limit it. So yeah, that's what I did. And then he body presses, which should knock me out. And it does. Yeah, body press was a really good tech because he doesn't have to predict me going into Senna Scorch. He's always going to do damage. So then here, I really don't like this situation, but decided to go right into Dracozolt. I figured that I could maybe scare it away. And then I saw that this was a possible KO, but unfortunately we don't get the KO here, and he decides to yawn. It's probably smart, in case he's probably predicting a Dynamax. So that was good that I didn't Dynamax. Actually, in this matchup, my Dynamax of choice was Grimmsnarl, but Dracozolt was there for his backup. Alright, now that Torkoal's weak, I figured Senna Scorch was safe because he's either going to make the switch out to Venusaur or I don't know what. But he goes for Unfezant, which is fine, which is actually what I wanted. I want to get rid of this Pokemon as quickly as possible because it's pretty fast and it's got a really strong attack stat. But we got here the Agency. This is the Agency set because we're rocking Teleport. We're rocking Rocky Helmet, and we're not even Skill Link. We are the, I think it's called Shell Armor. Whatever it is, it prevents flinching, which is like perfect for Unfezant, which likes to run Super Lux, Scope Lens, to get those high crit chances. I think its crit chance is like 50%. So here we go for the Ice Shard, which does a lot of damage to him. And then he just goes for the U-turn. So had he Brave Bird, I think that would have knocked him out. But with that Rocky Helmet damage, it's like basically useless now, right? It's on red. So that once Unfezant's down, then my Senna Scorch is really free to do what it wants to do, which is click Fire Lash in the sun. So here, Jellicent comes out. I didn't want to reveal to him Teleport just yet because I didn't know what Jellicent wanted to do against Cloyster. So I just went for the Toxic just to really weaken Jellicent. Well, I went for the Protect first to see what, just kind of scout out what Jellicent wants to do. Nightshade comes out, yeah, so I was like, okay, so I'm safe to at least click Toxic here. Again, if I can Toxic this Jellicent, then that limits how many turns that Jellicent can stay on the field, because this thing can burn my whole team, it can Strength Staff my team. So yeah, here he goes for the Will-O-Wisp. And then it's actually good that Cloyster is the one that is getting burnt, because his role is pretty much done. His role was to weaken Unfezant as much as possible, and it's down to red. So Unfezant can't even Brave Bird anymore. It can roost, but like roosting in front of my team is not good, because I'm just going to either kill it or set up. So here we go for the Agency Teleport on his switch out, which is excellent. We don't let up the momentum. We get to see what he wants to go into. So Torkoal setting up the sun basically tells me that either Arcanine or Venusaur wants to come in now. Because had we killed this Torkoal, then he would have gotten a free switch into whatever he wants. So I'll go back out to Centiskorch because I'm faster and I should be able to knock it out now. And Centiskorch, in my opinion, keeps Arcanine out. Because Fire Lash in the Sun on my Centiskorch build actually has, I think either it is a guaranteed OHKO or it's a pretty high percentage. So I was prepared for a switch into Venusaur there if he wanted to opt that route. Alright, so Arcanine does come in. This Arcanine is still pretty dangerous. I've noticed he likes to Dynamax it, and he likes to go physical. So here I just decide, we'll just Fire Lash, get a defense drop. It's not really anything I can switch into safely. Alright, so here he goes for the max Airstream. That's able to knock us out. I mean, truthfully, I didn't know if he was going to Dynamax turn 1, or that he would be carrying the Airstream. But that makes sense. And then here, unfortunately, I do go for a misplay. I'm thinking that Scarf Diggersby would outspeed, but it actually doesn't. So I already put in the Diggersby and just say, well, maybe he's not faster, maybe, but he actually is. He gets that Max Flare in the Sun, which is going to hurt a lot. Since the Centiskorch is gone, he's free to click fire moves now. And this is what I actually should have done. I actually should have went off with the Grimmsnarl and kept Diggersby in for the end game. But here I go for the Thunder Wave. The Thunder Wave here is not really to try to like hacks my opponent. It's there for speed control because Venusaur in the Sun, or like for example this Arcanine with the Air Boost +1, it's just faster than everything on my team. So I need the Prankster Thunder Wave to slow it down so that I have a chance, because otherwise it's just gonna run over my team. Alright, so we do land the paralysis, and unfortunately for him, he is fully paralyzed turn 1. Which, he could have gotten another move and knocked off Grimmsnarl there. Like I said, Grimmsnarl is my Dynamax of choice, but here I'm actually not really in a great position. I go for the Nasty Plot just in case he wants to switch out. I didn't know if he had the Play Rough or not, but he came very prepared. So he does have the Play Rough. So let's see, we've seen Fire Attack, we've seen the Airstream, and we've seen the Play Rough. So this last move, probably Extreme Speed, just to knock out whatever it has left. So yeah, Extreme Speed comes out here. Yep, so glad I didn't Dynamax, because I would have lost, probably would have lost Grimmsnarl for nothing. It might have survived the Extreme Speed at Dynamax, but it wasn't worth the risk at that low of health. Like I said, my Dracozolt is my backup Dynamax, and being down 2-4, it's not looking too good. So I need Dracozolt here to come out and do what Dracozolt does. Alright, so he withdraws his Arcanine. He doesn't want to lose it just yet. And then I guess here, I did click the Airstream. I think it's because my Dracozolt isn't faster than the Arcanine or the Unpheasant unless it has some speed boost. But I needed, I figured I needed at least one. Alright, and I don't know, the Max Lightning could have been better on that turn 1. Because I don't even think that Venusaur would like to take that. But I guess if the Venusaur wanted to come in, then I think at +1 I outspeed it, unless it's modest. But anyways, it was better to have the +1 speed for the end game. And then, you know, I didn't know what he was going to switch into, or if he was going to switch into anything. Alright, so last turn of Dynamax, go for the Max Airstream. This should kill the Venusaur. And it does, picks up the pretty critical KO. That Venusaur could have still done some damage to my team. Alright, and now the Arcanine comes out and it's intimidating us. Alright, and then here I was looking at it and I was like, well, do I want to stop being Tantrum and let him get the free switch into Unpheasant? Or do I want to just Bolt Beak and play it safe? Because Bolt Beak at this range does kill. So he withdraws. Unpheasant comes out. Yeah, because he wants to make that switch in because it could either be free and it guarantees him another Intimidate off me. Alright, and what's crazy too is that with 2 Intimidates on, this Bolt Beak still does a lot just because the electric terrain is up. And Bolt Beak, you know, when you move first, doubles in power. Alright, and we do land it. That's the scary thing though, is that I could have missed. Alright, and then I knew that I should have survived at least one play rough. Alright, and there's the final paralysis. Unfortunately, he doesn't get his last move off, and then I aerial ace just to be safe. And man, that was a crazy intense matchup. Good game to Marcus again. You know, you can say that I hacked him at the end, but I still had the cloister with the Rocky Helmet. So either he extreme speeds into the Rocky Helmet and I survive, or I Ice Shard and I knock him out if he clicks any other move. So, anyways, yeah, great matchup. Thanks again for everybody who's watching. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys maybe next week.